Hello, goddesses. How are you? It is time for the weekly reading. We're going to look at the astrology, and I have an oracle reading for you. A. Y'all know I'm a little bit of a DJ. As a fitness instructor, you have to learn how to be a DJ. Let's bring it on in with this Amapiano. Let's talk astrology. We're calling in the mothers and the ancestors and our guides. Spirituality should be fun, enjoyable. All right, let me turn this down. Hello, goddesses. I am Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and you know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. It's all about the divine feminine within and without. Glad to have you all here today. Yes. Greetings to you all. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology. I know I just recently put out a video where I was talking about the monthly astrology. No lie, that was a little bit of a heavy reading for me. I listened to the video and I was like, well, yeah, I love having a heads up about what's going to happen. And so, one of the things that we want to do is we want to look at astrology on a macro level, and then we want to look at it on a micro level. And so, ways that we look at it on a macro level is we listen, or people like me share, this is what's happening this year, this is what's happening this month. And then we start just bringing it on down, looking at it in a more granular way. And so we look at it here on the weekly. All right. And to get even more granular, you would want to look at your specific astrology. Okay. Sometimes people know how to look at their own charts. And if you do, that's great. And if you don't, then you can contact me and I will do a reading for you. All right. I will say I love it all. I think all of it is important. I listen to my own videos. I really do. If I didn't actually make astrology videos, for me, I think it would be harder, or I would need to constantly be listening to somebody, because it's like we have to be able to tie it all together. Yeah, we may have, say, for instance, Mercury Trine Jupiter. That's one that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, we may have Mercury Trine Jupiter. But within the context of everything happening that week, what does that actually mean? We really need that kind of synthesis, okay? So all of it is important. And say, for instance, like, what does Mercury trine Jupiter mean for you? It could be a very big deal in some people's charts. In other people's charts, you can feel it, but it won't have as much of an impact. So maybe it's not as significant. All of it is important. All right. So, yeah, we're going to go on ahead and look at the astrology for this week. And I also am so happy for Black History Month, because I was like, okay, what can I do to make sure I honor Black History Month? Okay, y'all, I know Black History is 24/7, 365. All right. I do know that. Um, but, it's one of the few things that I actually really love and celebrate in terms of holidays. And so I said, I haven't been using my Black Tarot. So I'm busting out the Black Tarot. And that was a heavy hitting reading. So we'll see what it has today. I just pulled the cards and we will look at what they mean. This is a new deck for me, so I don't know what each card, that's just looking at them already, I don't know what they mean. I just told the deck, I need some feminine energy up in here. It was just too masculine the other day for me. I was like, this is too much. So, Yes, I will pull this up. And if you would, as you listen, if you like what you hear, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel, and also if there's somebody you think that would benefit from hearing this, please share the video with them. All right. Also, I do have a membership and I cover more of these kinds of topics, but I go a little bit more in depth inside of my membership. I share other things too, other tools to help support you along the way. It's a new membership. So the next two things that are going in are the Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde. And also, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about all this Pisces energy. I talked about it in the monthly video, so be sure to check that out. But please, there's a description link in the description box so you can learn more about the membership. Okay, so yeah, this week is I think I'm going to go through I'll have to go through yeah, at least next Monday. I'm going to go through at least next Monday. So February, we'll say 3rd through the 10th. So, yeah, it's just a mixed bag, that we have. First of all, the 3rd through about the 7th or the 8th is is not too bad. It's not too bad this week. So you can see here it says Mercury trine Jupiter. So actually today has felt very much like that. It's like hopeful and you can see the big picture. Maybe your mind is feeling a little bit more expansive, positive, optimistic, okay? Because Mercury is the mind. Jupiter is optimism, positivity, it's expansive. Jupiter is wisdom, Mercury is details. So it's kind of like a mix. We're looking at some of the details, we're looking at some of the facts, and it's sort of like what I was talking about. Wisdom helps to bring in this synthesis. It's like, yeah, we may have all the facts, but what we want to do is like have a deeper understanding of them. So it could be really good for learning synthesis of facts into wisdom. um, Jupiter is the future. It's pointing towards the future. It's like, what's the goal? And so this is a day that people may be feeling like they can better see what it is that they want to do. Or maybe you're just kind of thinking about that. It's it's a trine. This TR means trine, and so that is blessing, it is opportunity. So people might be feeling like there's a blessing and there's more opportunity coming their way, at this time. It could be, you're receiving some good news actually, because Mercury is news and Jupiter is something that is favorable and positive. Um, Also, let's see here. Mercury, a lot of times it has to do with networking with people, talking and communicating. So it could be there is a nice communication happening. Maybe if you're writing, it's like your writing is just on point for you at this point in time. Or, sometimes Mercury can have to do with, it could also have to do with social media. So, or, just getting a message out. Let me put it that way, because maybe it's not social media. Maybe it's just you have an email, a newsletter. Maybe you received one and you loved it, or you are somebody who has to send out these kinds of messages and it just worked. Okay. Now, both of these are in houses that are uh air signs. So definitely it might be like there was some good news in the collective, and it's something favorable around community and connecting with people. I know tonight I was on a call that's all about organizing, and so I was like, wow, this is a really great call. I feel optimistic, and it's kind of like they were taking all the facts and synthesizing it, and it's like making sense of the big picture. So, yeah, great day for that. Now it's interesting because Mercury is meeting Jupiter just as Jupiter is about to go direct, which is going to be on February the 4th. And so Jupiter is just like stationary in Mercury's sign. I'm going to pull that chart up for you. So here is Mercury up here in Aquarius. And here is Jupiter down here in Mercury's sign of Gemini. And so this is, it's not odd for Mercury to interact with Jupiter. Okay. But it is not normal for Mercury to interact with Jupiter while Jupiter is what is called station. Jupiter is not moving because it has to get to a point where it can slow down its retrograde so much that it can now begin to move forward again. So it's Jupiter stationed. And so maybe there is like some message, it's a deeper message, a deeper level of communication. And I'm not going to lie, this morning I was like talking very deeply to the universe, to the mother, to the ancestors, and just kind of like looking for guidance. So it's not just on the let's see here, go back here. It's not just on the 3rd. You may have felt this on the 2nd, the 3rd, and you'll definitely feel it on the 4th also. So that's interesting. And Jupiter is in Mercury's sign. And Mercury is actually in the sign of progress. It's like, how do we actually make progress? What are you working to make progress on? And so that's something that you could be thinking about also. Um, oh, I'm very happy with that. So yeah, Venus goes into Aries on the 4th. And so really what I want y'all to know about this Venus is, first of all, Venus is going to go into Aries. It may not be once a year, but she's going to pretty regularly go into Venus. The difference is she's also going to retrograde into Aries. And so whatever you begin to experience from February the 4th, well, really, Venus has been in her shadow period since around, I want to say it was around the 28th, 27th, 28th, 29th of February. So she is what going across the degrees where she's going to retrograde. So you'll see Venus is right here on the 29th degree of Pisces, and she's actually conjunct the North Node. Wow. So something karmic could be coming up for you today. Um, you know, that North Node is like spring and it wants you to take some new action, but it's on the 29th degree. And the 29th degree is something of a karmic degree. And you may not fully understand it now, but just continue to keep yourself open. It's in Pisces. And so it's like this communing with spirit. Like, for instance, when I was talking to the universe and the mother this morning, it was like some stuff they were throwing in my face. I'm going to tell you something they said. They were like, your problem is, and I know I will sound very woo woo. I know some of y'all like that. If you're not into woo woo stuff, just pardon me right now. But I had this other lifetime where I failed at something. And they were like, see, this is exactly what you're doing today. This is exactly what got you in trouble. So you need to just really take note of that. And yeah, I'm going to need you to work on it. Could be something that feels more karmic around this lifetime also. Okay. And so Venus is relationship. So it might be something karmic coming up around relationship, because the North Node is with Venus, or money, because Venus has to do with money or manifestation in general. something coming like I'll give y'all another example. If other people were on, then I would not have to give all the examples. But um, I would say that I really and truly have a block around my weight. And as I start losing weight again, I start feeling it come up. And so it's like I went to my husband and I was like, "Let me talk to you about this or whatever." Because Venus is appearance and she is about health, self-care. Like how are you taking care of yourself? She's about self-worth and self-value. So I want you just to kind of pay attention to what's coming up. Pisces, they're in Pisces. What is Pisces? Pisces is like, what do you need to release and let go of? What do you need to purge? Is there a secret perhaps that's coming up? A secret around relationship, a secret around money? Um, and Pisces is also something around creativity and spirituality. So it's any number of things. Pisces is mental health. It has to do with healing. Oh, it's also intuition. Pisces is all about the unseen realm. That 99, I call it the 99% unseen. And so maybe some people, oh, it's dream state. So maybe some people feel like they're experiencing energy around them that they can't see, but it's like, I know you're there, or something is coming up for you in your dreams. I'm going to tell y'all something else that I think is interesting. I sometimes I don't really know if I know what I'm talking about. I just kind of share what comes to me. And then I listen to it. I'm like, I was right. I'm so disturbed by Kanye West's wife and the way she had on a fur. If y'all haven't seen what happened at the Grammys, that it's, I'll give you a little insight. It was his wife. This is some Venus 29th degree North Node, Neptune, even Saturn being there. I'm like, this is something is wrong. For her to be there and just be completely nude, nobody was like, "Can we help this woman?" Like, and I can't look at stuff like that a lot, but someone was saying how Kanye was telling her what to do and she's just doing it. I'm like, "It's giving Diddy." It's giving Diddy. I don't even remember his partner's name, but anywho, it's giving that. It's giving that. Whew. So yeah, it's like weird stuff. Pisces can bring up some weird stuff, like stuff that has no boundaries. It's like, what what made you think that was okay? All right. So I would also say, just keep checking on people. Keep checking on people. Keep checking on the people in your life, especially if you know they're struggling. All right. Okay. Anywho, so Venus is gonna come into Aries and then she's gonna retrograde. So much of what we're seeing right now until, what is this? March 1st. That's when Venus goes retrograde, is about this retrograde. And so Venus and Aries, it could be definitely topics around the body and, like exercise. It could be topics around you focusing on you. We might start hear people saying more of, especially women, like, "You know what? I'm done. I'm not focusing on nobody else. I'm focused on me." Because Aries is focusing on the self. Um, Aries is a sign that is associated with athletes, and I mentioned that. We could hear something around that. It is this highly creative sign, and Venus is highly creative. So it could definitely begin to help you. Maybe there's a creative project you've been working on and you started it, but you haven't completed it. And so, this Venus retrograde can help you with that. Remember, retrograde is always about revisiting a thing. It's like the planet wants you to slow down, just like it's slowing down. It's like, let's stop rushing and doing all this rushing. Let's slow down and look at some things. Maybe, Aries is innovation and it's entrepreneurship. So maybe some people had started a business and or you had something in your business you were going to start and you haven't finished it. And so now it's time to, work on it. And this Venus retrograde can help you with that. Cuz let me tell you something. You'll be able, I'm going to have to take these off. You'll be able to work on that um you'll be able to work on Venus retrograde I think through May because it starts in January when she starts going across the retrograde degrees and then she retrogrades and then she has to move forward back across those degrees. So we always want to look at the totality. This is more of like January to May that will, take in this entire Venus retrograde, okay? Oh, Aries is also a warrior. It's fighting. And so, there could be more of that with Venus retrograde in Aries. Okay. But it's almost like Aries, it's a warrior for a reason. And so it's like we could all be fighting for something that you value because Venus is value. So you may find yourself like, you know what? I've taken this for as long as I could take it. I'm not taking it anymore. Let's go. All right. Let's do this. We're gonna fight about this, right? Um, okay. So I talked about Jupiter going direct. So I'm not gonna talk about that other than woo. Let's see how that changes things and helps all of us, okay? Jupiter is typically retrograde quite a while, but still, I'm like, I need Jupiter to move direct right now. Pisces, I didn't say this the other day, so I'll say it now. If you are Pisces and Sagittarius, you more than likely will start feeling better with Jupiter moving direct. I'm a Pisces. I'm like, I need Jupiter to go direct. Okay. So Jupiter now is going to start going forward back over those degrees that it traversed from October. And that's going to be the 11th to the 21st degree of Gemini. All right. So we're still, just because it's moving direct, we are still integrating everything that we focused on with that retrograde. I think that Jupiter, I think I put that in my it would have been so long ago, but I'm pretty sure I have the Jupiter retrograde class inside of my membership if you want to check that out. Okay. So one of the reasons I said it's pretty light is like, look, we don't have a lot going on, the 5th, the 6th, there's nothing exact on the 5th and the 6th. Um, let me just see something really quickly. I knew I was leaving something out. Okay. So this is for the 4th. We have Mars Square Chiron. Woo! Sorry if I got loud on you on that. Wow. Eh. So Chiron is in the sign of the body. Mars is in the sign of, you could say, the emotions. And there could definitely be some conflict between emotions and body. Or maybe you're feeling a lot of emotions in the body and it triggers some pain or something happens and it triggers a pain or a wound from the past because they're interacting in a way where they're bumping heads, they're bumping up against each other. Now I always say astrology works for you, it doesn't work on you, especially when you're being more conscious and aware. So I just want y'all to know this could be bringing something up. I mean, maybe this is part of the reason why I've just kind of been like, okay, I'm getting at this point where it's like the weight is starting to come off and it's like I'm feeling this emotion about my body. I've got this wounding around, like something about me and my body is like I got to get it together, right? And when I say I got to get it together, it's like there's a wound there and it's coming up, right? Um, it could be a clash within the family. Maybe people are arguing and it's bringing up some type of wounding because Mars is in the sign that has to do with family. Now, it is asking you to take some type of action, and some of it could be it's like, "Hey, yes, you have this wound. What is the wisdom in the wound?" And and use that wisdom to help you to take action. This is definitely about you're being activated to do something, right? And because Aries is action, Mars is the planet that rules Aries, it's action, and so, in the way they're interacting with one another, it's like, take some action. So it could be highly activating, and maybe it is kind of like, hey, I really need to do a better job of taking care of myself. Okay. It could be something around some ancestral healing because Cancer has to do with the ancestors. It could be maybe even something to do with your mother or a mother-like figure for you, you know, just it could be a lot of emotion involved, but after maybe that's the action you need to take. Maybe you actually need to cry. You need to emote in some kind of way. So that might be something, but it's like this emotion invokes action. Um So yeah, that's one thing that I definitely wanted to mention that's not on the calendar. Okay. Let's see here. What else did I want to mention? Baby, you will be experiencing, or we will be experiencing this Mars Chiron. Wow. Yeah, don't expect this just to last a day or 2. I mean, I really hadn't planned on talking about it, but I'm like, "Wow, that's a lot of interaction. That's a lot of interaction." So, what, I'm up to the 7th, so easily we'll feel this for the whole week. There's something about this emotional healing or wounding coming up, and I think it's kind of like there's a wound and do that emotional healing work around it. This Cancer is the same energy as Yemonja, so you may want to work with the goddess Yemonja or any mother form of the goddess. Okay. So here on the 7th, we get to Venus sextile Pluto. Um, I love that. I love Venus interacting with Pluto because Venus is like how you feel about yourself. She's also a money planet. Pluto's a money planet, and she's feminine energy. Pluto is about change and transformation. So it's kind of like this change that we'll be willing to make. And it's also about empowerment and standing in your power. So I think that the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th easily could be days where you're kind of like we're given an opportunity, doesn't matter gender, honestly, but we're given an opportunity to really it's like this overall feeling of well-being on that day. And to be honest with you, right around that time, still, um, Mars is it's actually interacting. That's on the 7th. Hold on one second. I'm getting confused. Yeah, on the 7th. I don't know. They have it on the 9th. But anywho, it's exact on the 9th. We are feeling Mars interacting with that Saturn in Pisces. So it's like we have Cancer and Pisces energy in effect. And this kind of energy, it's almost the same. It's the deepening of this focus on like how you feel on the inside. It could feel so healing at this time. You could feel empowered, you could feel healed, um, you could feel highly intuitive opportunities. So I can just see how the ending of the week going into the next week, there is a lot of energy that is just wow. For me, I love it. I love the water energy. And for those of us who have been upset about what's happening here in the United States, it could be a little bit of a reprieve. Now we have Pisces very much in effect. We have even this week, as we get deeper into the week, we're going to have the moon with Jupiter in Gemini. I can make no promises. Those are this is a lot of adaptability, unpredictability, that kind of thing. So, but for the individual, I'll say it that way. In the collective, it can still be some mess. All right. But there'll be perhaps something that is happening in your life. It might be, artsy, healing, you know, um, you're just connecting with people, and you're feeling loved on and cared about and empowered. And it could just really feel like a good time on the inside. Okay. It could feel very empowering. So I want y'all to really open yourself up to that. It's kind of like maybe this breakthrough that we need, that's this long-standing wounding. That's the only word I have, because it's Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. All right. It's like I can get that healed up. It's like, yeah, this breakthrough is coming, but also there's this beautiful energy that's holding me as I get this breakthrough. The other piece, the other way it could be is like you are so connected to your Chiron, to that inner healer, and this energy is allowing you to touch other people and help them, and just really support other people, or just to be there for you. Like you're really operating from the wisdom, and it's like giving you a little bit of momentum, because you have all this other supportive energy happening for you. Okay. Um, the Mars and the Saturn that are mixing, here's Mars down here, here's Saturn up here. It's like some get it done type of energy. You can really get a lot done with those two planets. Now, Saturn is like, don't be flying by the seat of your pants, Mars. I need you to follow the plan. All right. Don't just come up in here acting wild and crazy. Y'all know we wrote up a plan. Let's get it done. If you don't have your plan together by that time, if you don't already have like your monthly plan, your 90-day plan, your yearly plan, I invite you to go on ahead and get that. Yeah, to go on ahead and use this time. This would be a good time to do that. Oh, even on the 9th, the sun is going to conjunct Mercury. So you can see Mercury is moving towards the sun. I really like this week, because this month, just once I did that monthly reading, I was just like, oh my God. It feels like it's gonna be challenging. March is gonna be challenging. I just need y'all to understand, we need to get to, I'm gonna say, I think that I just keep thinking about the astrology. I think that we could feel like a little bit of a break happens right at the end of April into the end of May. Um, there might be a little bit of stabilizing energy maybe around July. We might feel end of June going into July, we might start feeling like, okay, maybe this has been a little bit of a stabilizing time. And then it'll get a little bit wild and crazy, closer to the end of the year, because Uranus is going to go into a new sign, Gemini. So I want y'all to take advantage of this. This is the kind of year where you just have to find the good and praise it in the astrology. So this is one of those weeks I want y'all to enjoy. All right. I love this. So when the sun meets Mercury, what's going to end up happening is Mercury is going to get some new ideas. It's going to get a renewal. I remember the scripture from the Bible, something about be ye renewed in your mind or something like that. So it's that kind of thing. And look at where Mercury is getting renewed in Aquarius. Aquarius is this sign that is futuristic. It's very intelligent. Um, and it's about goals, it's about being gainful. And so, and it's also about the collective in your friend group. So it's all about, maybe for me, I'm sorry, I gotta, sometimes when I'm looking at the astrology, it's like, okay, this looks good for organizing. This looks good for people finding that group that you can be a part of, where it help you to feel connected and supported. Community is so important right now. So I love that. Now, Mercury is the mind, it's communication, it's ideas, and the sun, it's in council with the sun. The sun is giving it, even like like, this is the new thing that we're going to be working on. But it's also like a reset. So you might be able to get reset with this sun and Mercury conjunction. So we will be feeling this Mercury square Uranus also. So we'll be feeling that easily the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. And then the sun is square Uranus. That could bring about something unexpected. It is the sun and Mercury actually could bring about something unexpected. Okay. It could bring an unexpected download. It could be an unexpected meeting of somebody. Maybe all of a sudden you're just writing something, it's just like coming all out. I need to also, I'm going to make another video about that. This sun conjunct Mercury is a cycle within a cycle. So I need to talk about that. Okay. So definitely the 8th through easily the 12th, there could be something unexpected. It could be something with technology, electricity, the internet. It could have something to do with like thunderstorms or yeah, something happening electrical, and lightning in the sky, that kind of thing. But yeah, it definitely can have something to do with the earth. It could be something unexpected around money, a money system, that kind of thing. Um, and it's some type of action that we'll need to take when it comes to these kinds of things. And let's see here. I would also say that would be a good time too to really just be cautious with the body. All right. Just maybe you're going to kind of figure out something that you need to do to take better care of yourself. Um, Taurus is also, it has to do with food. So it could be something unexpected. Whenever Uranus, whenever Aquarius and Taurus are interacting, yes, I think that's what I remember it being in 2021. Could be some supply chain, something happening also. So don't be surprised. I know we've been talking about shortages of eggs. I don't know what the supply chains could be, but yeah, it could be something like that coming up. I would say use that as a time to get a breakthrough. Like it could be something that it's kind of like, ooh, this is tough, but I'm going for it. Um, this is activating energy, but it's like you want to get a breakthrough in some kind of way. And it might be really getting your mind wrapped around it. All right. Okay. So that's what I have for the astrology. That's all I'm going to share because I feel like I talk way too much. Let me get the reading together. Okay. From the Black Tarot. Again, I love this deck. I'm not adept at tarot. So this is called Mother of Coins. I found this to be so interesting to see her with bees. I'm like, oh, is this Oshun? When I first saw the card, I was like, hey, hi, Oshun. Mother of Coins. Interesting. So this is energy for this week, the Mother of Coins card. Her traits are generosity and opulence. You know, the sign of Pisces is a very generous sign. So I can see generosity being there. It says a beekeeper stands in an orchard on her honey farm, holding the frame from the beehive. The mother of coins nurtures a space of comfort as a loving host and soothing mentor. She is down to earth, resourceful, big hearted, making all feel at home, welcome and at home. The mother of coins can always be called upon, especially in a pinch. The mother's abundance is well earned, ensuring security, prosperity, which enable her to welcome more individuals to the table to enjoy her generosity. This card reminds you to show gratitude for all forms of opulence. Knowledge and health are riches she honors as generational wealth. So, knowledge and health are riches she honors as generational wealth. So, that's something that I think is in the astrology. We talked about it. Even with that Mars being in um, Cancer, interacting with Chiron or interacting with Saturn, right? So, I think that even the astrology is speaking to this week. Reaping fruits of labor, creature comforts, resourceful, honest. So these are themes that could be there, like reaping fruits of labor. I love that. In the yin, it says mismanaging, overthinking, blocking luck, bad investments, dependent, self-absorbed. Now, um, blocking luck. That is something I want us to really focus on, making sure we receive any good fortune that comes our way this week. Okay. It's in the astrology. I had to kind of think about it. That's why I paused. So, how do you align? Ooh, how do you align? Do not spend for 1 week or month. I'm wondering if it's don't spend money. I think a word is missing. It says do not spend for 1 week or month. That doesn't make sense. So, I'm going to say money because it's the mother of coins. Wow. Okay, so next is the 5 of knives. Let's see here. What is the coins? I wish I knew this in tarot. Okay, so I'm assuming 5 of knives is the same as 5 of swords. This coins card is family of courts for all the tarot people out there. So maybe that makes sense to you. But anywho, 5 of knives. It says winning at all cost conflict. And I told y'all that could be something that is coming up because we have all this stuff going on with Aries. Two individuals battle as a third watches from his throne. Hey, I didn't notice that. Okay. In this fight, there are no winners. Not even the person on the throne has gained. Onlookers watch in fear, enjoyment, and sorrow. The 5 of Knives warns you not to get so lost in battle that you forget what you are fighting for. Wow. The chaos stems from a lack of communication. And the 5 of Knives asks you to pick your battles. Many battles are rooted in inequitable systems and lies of scarcity created by those who benefit from us fighting among ourselves. Now, that's something I can get behind. I told my husband the other day, I was like, I remember 2017, I said, why are Black people arguing about an event that has happened that has hurt our community and we're arguing with each other? I'm like, no, just a distraction. Not gonna do it. That's how I feel right now. I'm not arguing. Would it comes to what's going on? It's like, come on, y'all, let's get it worked out. Let's get it worked out. We can't get distracted. Wow. Any pain that individuals inflict on each others is rhythmically mirrored. Stop acting in your own self interest. Make a different choice and drop your swords. Expand your sense of self. See the larger view of who you are. Our self is our neighbor. You are your own neighbor. Our self is the world. Our self is the universe. So our self is the neighbor, the universe, the world. Wow. So, what you want to do is transmute your passion and high level energy into love, compassion, and grace and share the love. Woo, I need that because I'm all about love. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the world needs is more love. I like this one right here. I don't know what it means, but I love the way it looks. Ooh, trying to get it so it's centered. 10 of Wands. So let's see what that means. Okay, 10 of Wands. Oh, wow. Traits are burden and responsibility. Mm, that Saturn in there, interacting with that Mars, that is burden and responsibility. So let's see what it says. A woman walks with a baby on her back, bags in her hands, and a pile of collected sticks on her head. She bears a heavy load and has an overwhelming number of commitments and responsibilities. This card carries humanitarian energy on an individual, community, or collective level. Although is an act of love, our world needs to be wary of giving too much of yourself. So it's a little bit of a balance here. Okay. It's a little bit of a balance. It's kind of like what was that last one? The Five of Knives. Let me just double check, y'all. I'm starting to let's see here. Yeah, we need to stop fighting amongst each other. Stop acting in your own self-interest. Okay. So the Five of Knives says stop acting in your own self-interest. And this one says don't give too much of yourself. So there is a little bit of a balance that we need to have going on this week. Okay. Don't allow getting caught up in the hustle and bustle to become an excuse to hide from the things you'd rather not address or process. The Ten of Wands reminds us to avoid becoming exploited in service to others. Whether the burden you are carrying is your own or others, it's essential to find a release. Ultimately, you must ensure that your cup is constantly being refilled and that you give out to the world, what you give out to the world can be sourced from the overflow of the saucer. Your cup must always be full. You are not your achievements and success. So, what this could mean is an end of an economic struggle, bittersweet and liberating death, ending exploitation and abuse, release, self-care, taking time off. Who needs any of that? Which one of those resonates with you? Huh? Huh? Which one? In yin, it's heading toward illness because of responsibilities. Too much on your plate, having the impression you cannot do enough, unbalanced, no peace of mind, discrimination. I'm unbalanced. I'm doing too much. Okay. It's on my toes. Like, if you cannot say amen, say ouch. The one that it said was having the impression you cannot do enough. Wow. That hurt. So, how do you align with this card? Spend time creating with people who inspire and uplift you. And some of that's in the astrology also. We need to be with other people. Okay. We want to get that inspiration. But I do feel like this week, in the challenges of these cards, because the last two, I'm like, oh my gosh, a little hard hitting, even though I was like, oh, a woman. Okay. No, it's hard hitting. I think that this week helps us to balance this out. It can help to soothe the fighting. The energy is designed to kind of help soothe that, right? The energy of relax and take care of yourself. It is imbued in this week. And so in that regard, we do have the opportunity to turn this around. Okay. I think the piece about acting in your own self interest is kind of like sometimes we're fighting a fight, but it's kind of like we're fighting the fight for the sake of the fight. And sometimes it's just kind of like, yeah, just let it go. Let it go. Sometimes we do have to make concessions. And we shouldn't be the ones making the concessions all the time, but that's what relationships are about. It's not just one person is highlighted, right? It's all of it is there, right? But open yourself up for some blessings. Thank you, Mother of Coins. I love the Mother of Coins. So yeah, beautiful week. I love this week. And however we need to make the adjustments, make sure you make the adjustments, make the most of this week. My quote for this year, I use it on the regular, but for real, this year is find the good and praise it. What is that for you today? Where are you going to find the good and praise it? Where are you going to find it each day this week? Find the good and praise it. All right. I want to just say for me right now, the good is being able to make this video and you're watching it. I like to believe that I'm making a video in a way where you truly can tell I care about you and what I do is for your benefit. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you bloom and blossom and grow and evolve. I want to see you heal. I want to see you, you know that even in your darkest hours, you can make it because you have a community here. You have this video, whatever it is that you need in order to just keep taking and putting one step before the next and staying in the game. It gets hard for all of us, even me. And it's just kind of like we just have to lean on the wisdom. Sometimes we have to lean on other people giving us wisdom. So I want to just find the good and praise it that I have the breath in my body. I have the voice. I have the mind to be able to share this with you all because I wouldn't want to keep it to myself. Couldn't keep it. Couldn't keep it to myself. Thank you so much for being here again. If you have enjoyed watching, I would love it if you gave the video a like, share the video, subscribe to my channel so I can continue to connect with you and share these kinds of videos with you. Please learn more about my membership because again, everything that I do it because it's like I want to help. I want to share, I want to support. And if nothing else, get on my email list. I write good emails. I really do. My newsletter, I pour my heart and my soul into my newsletter because I love to write. So get on my email list. You can just go to my website. You'll see the link in the description box to do that. All righty. I appreciate you. And yeah, let's just do a little bit of music before we leave. I think I'm gonna do this one right here. I'll get it turned up for y'all. I gotta yeah. We going out smooth. It's after 9 o'clock. So I'm in a little bit of a slower mood right now. I want y'all to have a wonderful week. I told y'all we gotta take advantage of the weeks when they bringing it. All righty. Love y'all so much. I appreciate you.